Right, first things first. I apologise for the terrible lighting. There's nothing I can really do about it. I don't have lights up here. My window is literally over there, and the actual room lighting is right above my head. So one side of my face will be nice and lit. The other side just looks like I'm in a dark, dark dungeon. There's nothing I can really do about that. But I do have some good news, some bad news, and some ugly news about Norwich. Firstly, the good news. We kept Todd Cantwell and Max Aarons through the January transfer window. It's finally shut. Thank goodness. That's what took so long. Bad news. We lost Will Hughes. Not ideal. Although some good news on top of that, we did make a couple of signings. I'll go through those in a moment. But the ugly news, we lost Todd Cantwell for 3 months. Welcome back to Unemployed to Legend Club 2 Episode 6 with Norwich City. My name is Craig, and coming up in today's episode we have 2 championship games. Actually, no we don't. Because we messed up in a FA Cup game. So we've actually got a home game against Luton in the championship, and then Birmingham City in an FA Cup 4th round replay. I thought I'd break it up a little bit this time around. We've been seeing a lot of league games so far this season, but since you were last with me, we have done a handful of games. Where did we last have an episode? I think it was around Watford Millwall. I think that was the game, the last episode. So we've done over half a dozen games since then. We've kept up a decent run, including over that horribly packed Christmas period where 2 wins, 3 draws. It's not great, but it's not the worst thing in the world. It's not the worst form in the world, to be honest with you, so I'll accept that. But also we smacked up Fulham, who were in the Premier League, 5-1 in the 3rd round of the FA Cup, which was very pleasing. But then we let a 2-goal lead slip against Birmingham in the last match in the FA Cup, hence why we got the replay this time round. Otherwise I would have gone straight to Charlton after the Luton game. Nevertheless, it has been a fairly successful season thus far, and hopefully we can keep that up en route to promotion. Obviously that is still the aim. 74 points from 30 games, 16 to go. It's us and Bournemouth at the top at the moment. Everybody else, thankfully, continuing to falter. That's fine as far as I'm concerned. They can stay way back, and fight for the playoffs. Us and Bournemouth, we just want to go up. We just want to seal the deal. So, Luton is coming up now, but before we get to that, there has been some transfer news now that the window's finally closed, much to the delight of my own heart. So first things first, we are going to go through the transfers that went out. It's behind my head, many of these players, but the first up, Will Hughes, you will just about see his name right there. He went for £14.75 million to Guangzhou in China, so he's not even in the country. That's the only consolation I can get from this transfer out. It's annoying that he went, but at the end of the day, they met his minimum fee release clause / the promise that I made to him back in August that we would actually sell him on if a team came in for that amount. So he's gone to China. He hasn't played yet because I don't know when their season actually begins. But it's a shame. He was our captain. Obviously he's not anymore. And he was our best player in midfield. So Exposito will have to step up into that role. Anthony Catchy has also left, our centre-back / left-back. He's gone to Newcastle for, no, not £11 million. He went for 12.75. He's played a couple of games already. Not exactly tearing up trees for them in the Premier League. But then again, he's considered a championship player. So hopefully if we go up this season, that's actually a good amount of money to get for Catchy. In fact, how old is he? I didn't even look. He's 26. He's not really going to be a Premier League player. He's not even capped for his country. Kind of says it all. Many loans of players have gone out. Jonathan Vaughan is a prospect. He's gone to Bristol Rovers in the Championship. So we'll see. If he turns around their form, I might have to consider him as a player centre-back for us in the future. Aidan Fitzpatrick. Now, he's not a name you're going to recognise. He didn't play for us at all, even before I was here. But we sold him for £7.5 million to Championship side Brentford. The whole time, for a few days in January, I was playing Wigan and Brentford off each other. Wigan came in with an offer of £3.5 million, something like that. So I accepted it and went and offered him out for £4 million. Brentford came in, £4.5 million. Wigan came in, and so on and so forth, until £7.5 million was such brilliant business for him. And he's a Championship player. potential to be a leading championship player in the future. That will probably translate to Premier League. But at 22 years old, I don't think he was really going to get into my team. He was good to be on the fringes of the squad, but to actually be in the team, I don't think he was ever going to get anywhere near there. But those are the major transfers out. Oh, and Florin Andone, I did mention in the last episode, his work permit was up and he didn't get a new one. And we weren't going to be able to apply for one until April. So he's gone out on loan for the rest of the season at Dordrecht in Holland. Yeah, one of our feeder clubs. So chances are that will probably be the last you'll see of him, because at 30 years old as well, I don't think he's going to be making it in the Premier League, which is a shame because he's actually done a half decent job for us. Nevertheless, we now jump into the first game of the episode against Luton Town. So for Bruges in goal, Gonzalez. Wait, why is Gonzalez playing? Okay, I can understand Valentin. No, I want Valentin on left back. I think Gonzalez will play in the FA Cup game. He's actually a new signing who I did announce in the summer transfer window, I think, but he only joined us in January. In fact, before we get into the game, I apologise, I didn't go through all the signings. So Gonzalez, you know about. Chus Alba, £600,000 signing from Barcelona. He's been playing for the B team. He's already played a few games for us, and he's actually done very, very well so far. He's going to be sort of a midfielder / attacking midfielder. 2.5-star current ability, 4-star potential. Currently at championship level, he could probably improve, especially as he's only 20 years old. So he will improve more than likely. Solid little signing. I think he'll be a good one for the future and for now. Also, Elvis Mubaiva, a striker, £15.25 million from Coventry, so he took a few goals away from them, fellow championship side. 2.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. He's brought in effectively as a replacement for Florin Andone, and he's already played a game for us. He played one game in the FA Cup and he scored after 90 seconds. With acceleration and pace like that, you can kind of see why. So he's going to be on the fringes of the team. Nathan Wiles is a director of football signing. Stephen Alzate is a direct replacement for Will Hughes. He can play central midfield and attacking midfield, which is just as well because we've lost Todd Cantwell, as mentioned in the intro, for 3 months. 3-star accountability, 4-star potential. He's played a few games. He's not exactly torn up any trees, but I'll give him some time to settle in. Chus Alba, I think, will be pushing him hard for a place in attacking midfield for the next few months. Angelo Stiller, £800,000 German central midfielder / defensive midfielder, 3-star accountability with, I didn't even see, 3-star accountability, 4-star potential. He's just been knocking around in Bayern's B team, to be honest, and he's done very well for them. So let's give him a fair crack in our club. But he's also played for Bayern Munich once, so as far as I'm concerned, he's a former Bayern Munich player. Not Bayern Munich B team player, Bayern Munich player. Right, shall we actually get into the match itself? So for Bruges in goal, Valentin, Mavropanos, Mengi, Aarons as the back four, Exposito, Davenport at the base in midfield with Balogun. Left wing, Alzate in attacking midfield. He gets a nod ahead of Alba. Ferdi on the right-hand side, or Kadoglu, for those of you who are not familiar with Ferdi. And Peter Lynch as the sole striker. I just want to make sure, where's Willock? Willock is it's a bit of a mess down here. Hang on. There we go. That sorts things out. The start of this episode's already been all over the place. Good grief. Right. Should we get into an actual match? It's only been 7 or 8 minutes. Good grief. Right, we are at home. Both games are going to be at home, as mentioned in the intro. So hopefully, get some victories on the boards. Play your own. I can't even do outstretched arms. Right, normal trick. Pump the fists. And show and tell everyone that you have faith in them. Hopefully, that will work. Hopefully, we can get some goals today. And we start with the first attack after a couple of minutes, Balogun. One thing about Alzate, actually, he's only just been at the club for 3 games, but he's already tired, but that's because he's been playing for West Ham in the first half of the season in the Championship. And I think he played for Mavropanos just wide from the corner there. He has played about 30 games so far this season, and he needed a rest, and I mentioned that to him. He got offended. What a towering header, by the way, by Mavropanos. Still can't get over the fact his name is so long that it can't even fit on the screen, but I suppose that's going to be normal for what, the majority of Greek players maybe. Look at that towering header, our 6'4" centre back. But for Alzate, he's very offended that I offered him a rest for 1 or 2 weeks. No idea why. I was just thinking about his well-being. He's now concerned about my treatment of him. He's only been here for like 2 or 3 weeks, and already he's trying to create waves. Like, I brought him in as a replacement, a quality replacement, by the way, for Hughes, and I'm kind of expecting him to deliver the goods. But so far, it's been just Alba who's actually been probably more impressive than him in less time. Speaking of impressive, though, powerful shot here by Lynch. Valentin justifying his selection here, and Lynch just powering a shot into the back of the net. He goes from strength to strength, does Peter Lynch, who's now operating at Premier League level. So hopefully, we get promoted. That will serve us well for next season if Lynch can lead the line, or play out in the wings, whichever one, but preferably lead the line. Him and Balogun, hopefully. I'd love to grab a third, though, before half-time. So let's see how that goes, and Lynch just loses the ball there. I've just been waxing lyrical about the man, and he just goes and gives the ball away. I mean, come on, really? And it's just sloppy. It just feels like we're very, very sloppy at the back more often than not. I know we're on attacking, by the way, but that's because I'm expecting us to just overwhelm Luton, let's be honest. Although saying that, I remember we did face Luton in an episode earlier in the season, and we did just win 3-2. So in all fairness, they are a better side than we actually give them credit for. I'm not going to deny that. Just drop it down to positive, just to shore things up just a little bit. By the way, I don't know why I have my hand up here so often. I've noticed in previous episodes that's been the case. My hand just stays up here. I don't know why, like almost like a claw. Or like I'm just about to drop an oh my god, but no, I don't want to be dropping those. Unless it's a wonder strike from like 40 yards out. Oh, just so close there. Lynch, well done. Winning us the corner. Get Mavropanos on the end of that. And to be fair, he did get on the end of that. And now Zate, my goodness. I might just have to get Alba on. I mean, come on, man. My goodness, we just got heavily exposed there. I don't have anyone lurking on the outside of the area. And just over by, thankfully, saved by Vabuja. But I need to actually have a look at my free kick set pieces, I think. Defensively, I'm just not convinced, and well done Valentin as well. Balogun didn't get a breakaway here, but apparently not, because there was no highlight after that. Right, a couple of changes are going to be made here. Alzate is tired. Alba is going to come on in that attacking midfield role. As for Ferdy, he's on a booking. We're going to swap things around here. Balogun will go up front. Lynch on the right-hand side. Willock can come on. Willock he blows hot and cold. He really, really does. He can, when he's on goal scoring form, he's very, very good. And just over there from Mavropanos again, he's very, very good. But at the same time, just not totally convinced. As Mavropanos, the man could have had a hat trick from corners today. I'm pretty certain. Right, as far as my last substitution goes, Downs is going to come on for Davenport. I'm wary of the fact Davenport, he gets a lot more time at the moment, but I'm also concerned by the fact he keeps getting booked every single game. I know I brought him in to do the dirty stuff. Just go back and have a look at my summer transfer window for proof of that. But my goodness, it's... I just wish he was a little bit more careful with how he does certain things. Right, tempo. Lower that down a little bit. I just want us to see this over the line. 3 points in the bag. Lovely stuff. We were holding on at times, I'm not going to deny. But I think that's going to be a theme as we head through the rest of this season, because obviously points become more and more important rather than performances. Obviously, the more we maintain our performance, the better chance we have of getting the points. But we now take a break from the league for the first time this season, as far as this club goes. And we now go over to the FA Cup. Second game now against Birmingham, and we've got a few wholesale changes to the squad, including players who you may never have actually seen play before. And I'm looking at the likes of our new signing, Gonzalez, 18-year-old Uruguayan, 2.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential. He's come in from Penarvol, again in January. He hasn't actually played a game for us yet. He has sat on the bench once or twice since returning from international duty. So it'd be the first time I'm going to see him play. Let's see if he's any good at left back, as Valentin will be having a break in this game. In fact, yeah, he'll be on the bench for this game just in case. And Stiller, Angelo Stiller, our German 22-year-old midfielder. He did play in the last game against Birmingham. I actually didn't even realise I put him in the starting 11, but he did well. He's done that one game, a 7.5 rating. I'm not going to complain if he does well with Flynn Downs, who is coming into the squad in place of Exposito. Then I'm all for it. As far as the attack goes, Mengiv, by the way, is coming back in for Quaresma in central defence because Quaresma is suspended as well as injured. He's got the flu, so he'll be back tomorrow. He'll be back for my next game. Shas Alba will be playing attacking midfield in place of Alzate, who's cup-tied. Willock on the left wing. Ferdi retains his place on the right wing. Mubaiva, first time you're going to be seeing him play up front. 1 goal, and that was after 90 seconds against Birmingham in the original game. So here's hoping he can get on the score sheet again today. He's a very, very quick player, so I'm going to be looking for him to use that pace going forward. Backman is also in goal. He's got the nod ahead of Verbruja, just to give him some game time. Just try and keep all my goalkeepers nice and sweet. Right, so we're going to pump some fists. Great opportunity to show I agree. I don't normally like using this team talk, but if it's the one that's recommended, I'm not exactly going to go against Steve Round on that advice, especially considering he's way more experienced than me, particularly at bigger teams. He's been at Arsenal, he's been at Man U. You know, I'm still a young manager, effectively. I need to listen to my assistant manager more often than not. We are going positive at the moment. I could possibly shift that to attacking, depending on how we do in the early exchanges. Gonzalez, by the way, on the completely opposite side of the pitch. Alba and Gonzalez. There's Flynn and Willock. I told you, this man is inconsistent. If he's not scoring, he doesn't play well. If he scores, he's playing well. And he's just on the score sheet after 16 minutes. Gonzalez switching over to the right-hand side with some nice exchanges with Alba. I wonder if the Spanish-speaking helps them both. Could be Spanish-speaking brothers between them. I was along with maybe Exposito. I don't know, Exposito. I can't remember if he's Portuguese or Brazilian. I need to actually check that because I know we got one Portuguese player in the squad, and that's Quaresma, who's suspended for this game. But some Spanish-speaking brothers would do very, very nicely in this squad right now to assist Alba and Gonzalez. And by the way, Stiller, a ball-winning midfielder, that's the first time I've seen him win the ball back for us. And this is only his second game. He's already doing it cleaner than Jacob Davenport has. And Willock, with his second of the game, Max Aarons making a difference down that right-hand side. This is why I was so happy to keep Aarons. With Barcelona, Everton, Sheffield United, Liverpool all making offers for him. Luckily, they were lower. The offers were lower than the £13.5 million release clause that he has on his contract, which is just as well, because had that come in, we wouldn't have had an option but to sell him on. And there is Willock again, putting it into Ferdi, and it's just blocked, so I'm sure that would probably have gone in had the defender not got in the last ditch tackle. And we get a throw in, and it's Aarons to take, puts it into Alba, into Willock again. He's sniffing that hat trick. Stiller, by the way, putting in a shift thus far. I'm very, very happy with him. For someone who's £800,000, Alba was 600,000, I think, give or take. And then you got someone like Alzate, who is 18 million, and he's legitimately just not produced a thing so far. And there is a penalty. Aarons takes a tumble, and Willock will take the penalty, possibly for a hat trick. It's saved. We've not had much luck from penalties this season. I say that Exposito has taken penalties recently, and he scored 2 of them, because normally it would be Cantwell, but obviously Cantwell being out for another 2 months now is not ideal. But Exposito obviously being invested, and Willock, he does like to take on players, but he's not always that successful at it. Just kind of makes me wonder, should he just be a passer? And there is Willock again. Beautiful ball by Stiller. The man's spraying passes like no one's business. And 30 blocked again. I'm not annoyed at the defender, actually, on that one. I'm more annoyed at the fact 30 was just very lacklustre with his 2 shots thus far. He could have had 2 so far today. Willock could have had 3. But nevertheless, we go in at half-time 2-0 up. And, my goodness, the XG, we've just been all over them. Had we had 4 or 5 goals today, in fact, we should have had probably 4 or 5 goals thus far. See, the main reason I just wanted to give a little bit of rotation to the boys is just to keep that, keep that match fitness as high as possible. Because obviously we still got a lot of games left in the season. We've still got 16 league games. We want to secure promotion. That is the end goal. A cup run would be nice, but if you used to offer me a cup run or promotion all day, every day, oh my goodness, 30, your shots are terrible. That was a pass. Yeah, that was a pass. It wasn't a shot. Slowly, time ticking down here. And just thinking now about substitutions, I think there's a few players who I just want to give a bit of a break to. 30 can come off. He's not really played that well today. I think it's just one of those days for him. Maybe because he's had a break from the team. And Lynch will come on that right-hand side. Mubaiva, he can stay up front for now. So I just want to make sure that we just shut up shop a little bit here. Valentin's going to come on. Gonzalez apparently is uninterested, which kind of blows my mind. This is his debut, and the man is uninterested. Who did I buy? In fact, we're going to also rest another player as well. We are going to rest... I'm going to rest Mavropanos, to be honest. I don't want him completely wearing himself out. The man's already had to have a couple of breaks so far this season. As we now just waste the time down. That's the overall aim here, to be honest with you. And hopefully... I know this kind of longs it out a little bit, I know. But it's just a little bit of game management, of course. I just want us to see us into the next round. And that is exactly what has happened. Norwich 2, Birmingham 0. 5th round of the FA Cup, and we already know who we're playing. We're going to be playing away at Sheffield United, who are another Premier League side. So it's a good chance to test ourselves against tougher opposition. Let's just have a check of when, as we receive a little more money. It's not much, but I'll take it. As we just check when the game is. It's on the 5th of March, so it's in about a month's time. And I'm just thinking we could come back for the Sheffield United and Bournemouth matches. Bournemouth will be a very tasty game. So chances are that's going to be our next episode, a FA Cup 5th round match, and then Bournemouth at home, who are up there with us in the Championship. Hopefully, we'll be a little bit closer to securing promotion by that point. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like down below and click subscribe for more Football Manager content. Thank you all so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Stay safe, everyone.